Welcome back to my channel Life and Library of Proofrock. And in this video we are going to talk about short stories. Okay, so since I started this channel a few days back and I'm only a few videos old, so the purpose of this channel has always been and always will be to promote reading as much as one can, and also writing and academia as well. So I also have an Instagram handle where I recommend books and discuss books, where we talk about books. So both on my Instagram and on YouTube combined, I sometimes receive messages where people ask me for recommendations, obviously, and also messages like they used to read previously but they are not finding enough time and they have got out of touch with reading. So this video is purposefully for them who wants to start again with reading, and for everybody else, because this is going to be a short recommendation video on short stories. You can either take it as my insight on how to overcome your reader's block or a general recommendation as well. So why I've chose short stories is because I feel short stories are the greatest option there is to overcome one's reader's block. After you have been out of touch with reading for a while, and you find it difficult to gain the concentration to read again, to read a complete book, or to hold on to your patience to complete the book. What happens with short story is that these are short, only a few pages long or short, so you are able to hold on to your concentration, to your patience for a shorter while, and after that you can stop reading or you can start again after a while you can gain your concentration again. And also the benefit of reading short story is that you can distract yourself while holding on to the book, because there's a saying by Tagore, and he tells about short stories, is that short stories are like a drop of seawater. It tastes the same, but it signifies the larger ocean. So it's beneficial either way. Either you're trying to overcome your reader's block or you're just reading them because you like reading them. Okay, so there are a few books, and the first two books that I would like to recommend you reading are these. The first is Men Without Women by Haruki Murakami, the Japanese writer. I also have made a detailed recommendation video on Murakami. You can check that out in my channel. And this is an absolutely fascinating short story book. The collections are beautiful, like all of Murakami's writing, but he generally writes big, longer novels, but these are short stories, and this is one book that I would like to recommend. And the other is his new book, First Person Singular. This also has mesmerizing short stories, so this is another book that I'm recommending. The next book I have is Saadat Hasan Manto's Bitter Fruit. I also have selected stories by Manto, and there's also the essential stories of Manto. So these are the three books I have of Manto. This one is by Penguin, and it is pretty large, and there are a lot of stories of Manto in this collection. And these two books are comprised of stories that you'll probably find in this book as well. So if you are looking to buy one book, go for this, because the collection is huge. Manto, as you know, and if you are familiar with his work, he is one of the members of a progressive writers movement. There are two major writers who has come compelled me to know about them and their movement and everything they have wrote about is Saadat Hasan Manto and Ismat Chugtai. So talking about Manto, his short stories are, it can be said that the short stories are a mirror to the society. He has wrote about everything that he has seen. While he was writing, there were a lot of cases against him because of the language that he has used, and still till the last day he wrote, he has refused to filter his writing. He was a true rebellion, and also he had his love for Bombay, and while after partition he had to move to Pakistan, but he always kept telling everyone that his home, his soul and everything of him resides, his address resides in Bombay. So the stories are heartbreaking and written in simpler language, very simple language, although these are translations and he used to write in Urdu. These are English translations. The language is simple, and he has talked about everything that he has seen, any kind of oppression that he has felt, any kind of misjudgment he has seen, any unfairness in society, he has pointed all of them out. Start with Manto because the short stories are extremely small and extremely impactful, and once you read one story, you are just engrossed to read more and more about Manto and know about him. There's also a film made by Nandita Das on Manto. You can watch that as well. I think it is a brilliant film and it will get you more interested in Manto's works. Okay, so the next book I'm going to talk about is Satyajit Ray's Indigo. Now, these stories were originally written in Bangla, and this is an English translation. It's from Penguin Modern Classics. Now, if I start talking about Satyajit Ray, and since I'm also a Bengali, and that does not matter here though, because of the great filmmaker, artist, and everything that he is. So that will take me another 4 to 7 videos altogether to talk about Satyajit Ray's complete works. But if you are not very familiar with his work, I suggest you just run to get into his universe, the universe he has created. And also this book is quite great if you are in a reader's block, because this has very interesting stories, very interesting and very engaging short stories, and I would suggest you to start with this as well. Okay, so the next and last books are by Anton Chekhov, the Russian writer. In my previous video, I have made a detailed recommendation video on Russian literature, Russian writing, where I have talked about Anton Chekhov as the god of short stories. So this is one book that these are 2 books, and I would like ask you to start with this, Ward Number 6 and Other Stories. Also this book as well. And the greatest of all the stories in this book is The Lady with the Little Dog. The title is on that story as well. These are the books that you can get started with. And also I have this short story collection by Ismat Chugtai. Now the thing is, I don't have a complete collection of Ismat Chugtai's book. This book is also by Penguin, and this side starts with Chugtai while this side is Manto. Their writings have been similar because they belong to same writers movement and of same time. They were friends actually, but Chugtai, I feel, is one of the writers who has liberated women's being, while her writing was also charged with explicit content, but her stories has remained to be some of the greatest there are. So this is where you can start as well. Okay, so that's it for this video. It has been a short one, and so this video, as you can see now, it is not only for people who are trying to overcome the block or trying to get back to reading, but for everyone who is in love with reading, with short stories, and are trying to discover various kinds of writing altogether. Okay, so that's it. Thank you. And if this has been helpful and if you liked it, please like, share, and subscribe. Bye bye.